What's up guys, Nukin here, and I am back with another Galaxy Heroes video, and this will be a theory crafting video covering the Nightsisters in the Sith Triumvirate Raid. I'll probably also make a supplementary video talking about how to mod them, and I might include some footage of other Nightsister team compositions, maybe including Nightsister Zombie. In this video, we'll talk about some Nightsister techniques. I'm running Mother Talzin and Nightsister Acolyte here, no zombie yet. And then we'll also talk about the Zeta priority order for the team. It's important to Zeta some of these characters, and then we'll take a look at some gameplay and look at some of the strategy. Very quick announcement. We're doing this because, if you haven't heard yet, Mother Talzin, Nightsister Spirit, and Nightsister Zombie are all going to be farmable very soon in the next content release for Galaxy of Heroes. So we've all been waiting for that, and they're finally coming. So it's important to acquire these characters, collect their stars, gear them up, etc. because soon we'll be able to kick some Sith butt with these girls, and it's gonna be fun. So hopefully everyone learned something new or enjoys this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be making a lot more Sith Raid content and other videos, and let's get right into some Nightsisters in the Sith Raid. Before we get into the technique, I want to quickly highlight the two highest Nightsister scores by Fenris and Capifico. Fenris got 3.8, Capifico got 4.1 million with Nightsisters. Now there is some bugged damage reporting in the Sith Raid right now, so not sure if this is completely legit, but those are the highest scores that I've seen so far. And I think anything around 2 million and above is going to be a pretty darn good hit, especially if you're not using Nightsister Zombie or Mother Talzin. So now let's talk about some Phase 4 Nightsister technique. So the first point here is going to be talking about Plague. So only if you're using Mother Talzin will this pertain to you, but if you are using Mother Talzin, what you can do if you want to try to maximize your score is you can go in and try to land Plague with Mother Talzin, and then if it doesn't stick, if you don't get anything on the Sith Marauder or the Sith Assassin, then you can, since it's a raid and not a territory battle, you can go ahead and retreat out and go back in until you start the match off with Plague landing, because once you land Plague, then it starts to spread around and it's unresistible when you do that. So that's one of the first things that you can do if you're using Mother Talzin. The next point is talking about when you're attacking Darth Nihilus. So when you attack Darth Nihilus, he's going to put defense down, the debuff, the red shield on top of your character's heads. And when you have that debuff, you want to make sure that you're using specials or you're selecting a different target, because when you attack Darth Nihilus with defense down, you're going to actually help him to recover protection, which will actually hinder your overall damage. So you're also facing Darth Traya, so you have to deal with her bonds of weakness. Now Soothe is tied to removing your cycle, pain, and suffering stacks, as well as resetting bonds of weakness back to 0 in Phase 4. So the longer that you wait to use the Soothe ability, the more cycle, pain, and suffering stacks that you can accrue, and your damage is going to go higher on your characters. But then you're also going to be having to take significant more damage of bonds of weakness. So it's kind of a balance of risk versus reward, and how many healers that you're bringing into the battle, and kind of whether you're doing, what kind of format you're doing in the raid. If you're having to have the opportunity to take your time, or if you're in a Zerg format where you're basically, you can't really retreat. So there's going to be a balance there between that and how geared up your characters are. Somewhere between 10 and 50 is going to be very general for everyone, but specifically if you want to be probably more on the conservative side, it's going to be around 20 to 30 bonds of weakness stacks is probably when you want to use the Soothe ability if your characters are decently geared up. So Nightsister Zombie is the best Annihilate target, because Nightsister Zombie basically has permanent unbreakable will without even using the ability. She can take a hit from the Annihilate and come right back. So the key is two things: make your Nightsister zombie really fast with speed mods, and secondly, gear up your zombie to make it more likely that she is alive with the taunt on her so she can take that Annihilate. A undergeared zombie, which has been very useful in arena, will not be able to time the Annihilate and the taunt at the same time, because there are other characters on the battlefield, some which you cannot even target, like Dartreya is invulnerable until you take out Scion and Nihilus. So that's something to do with Nightsister zombie. We don't all have her yet, but eventually we will, so it's important to kind of know about that. Lastly, this point may seem kind of obvious, but I do want to bring it up. Be cognizant of your health totals of your characters. Always be one step ahead and think about how much damage output the enemy can do on their next turn, how much damage you're taking from Bonds of Weakness, how many healers you have on your team, and whether they have that heal ability ready to go off cooldown. And then if Dark Nihilus is alive, you know, if he's about to use Force Drain, which will actually increase your cooldowns by 1, so you kind of just have to keep that in mind. Also, Old Daka and Asajj Ventress have max health stacking, so it may be kind of hard to know how much health they have, and that might be tricky, especially if they come down to the low health amounts and you're wondering whether you should use a healing ability or not. Basically, just be aware. Don't try to be a hero who's in a Zerg and you forget to put on airplane mode or something or whatever, and you're trying to get up to maximum Bonds of Weakness damage to get full output of your Cycle of Pain stacks, and then Dark Scion does an AoE and all your Nightsisters die, including Old Daka, and you're screwed. So basically just be aware of what's going on. Okay, so now let's talk about Zetas real fast, and then we'll take a look at the gameplay in just a minute. So I've ranked them in order for this team from critical to advised / recommended to then lastly extra / optional. So for this team and for all Nightsister teams in the Sith Raid, the best leadership Zeta is going to be Nightsister Swiftness, and you do want to do that first. It basically activates the team to do its potential. You're going to be able to gain a bunch of turn meter, you're going to be able to reduce turn meter, you're going to do more damage. So that's going to be basically the first one that you want to do. Then you're going to go into the advised / recommended category, and I would do Serve Again. Old Daka's unique, actually, probably over Old Daka if you're in a Zerg format, because that's going to help make your runs way more consistent, especially if you're not using a Nightsister zombie. If that's not the case, then do Rampage. Asajj Ventress is unique. Either or, I actually have them both, and I am very satisfied with both of them. So Serve Again is going to give Old Daka maxing health stacking whenever you revive an ally, and so over the course of the battle she'll do way bigger heals, which is going to be necessary to keep up with Asajj Ventress's high health pool, and also to be able to make sure that she is the last one standing so she can actually revive the rest of your Nightsisters if they all kind of perish, which is very important if you're going the distance and trying to get maximum damage. So the next one is also Rampage, which is going to give Asajj Ventress a bunch of max health stacking as well, and it's also going to give her a bunch of offense whenever an enemy or ally dies. So that's going to be very good. It's going to increase your damage output, and it's also going to make her way more consistent. Whenever you kill enemies, her turn meter gain is going to become way more consistent. So that's what I would do next. And then lastly, we have Plague Bearer. Plague Bearer gives Mother Talzin a bunch of turn meter whenever any unit falls below half health. So she gets about 35% turn meter when you ever put that Zeta on her. Now this is going to help also with her consistency. The more turn meter that she gets, the faster that she can cycle through her cooldowns, and then she can do more damage, and you can have another supporting character that has the opportunity to use Soothe and also do a bunch of other stuff. So it's kind of helpful, but specifically for the raid, especially with certain team compositions, it's not going to be one that's like you need to do it for sure. Now it's great in other game modes, but for the Sith raid, I don't really see its value being better than Serve Again or Rampage, so that's why I kind of put it in the extra optional category. Alright, so we finally made it to the gameplay. So this is some gameplay of the Heroic Tier Phase 4 of the Sith Triumvirate Raid, played by yours truly. So what I like to do in the beginning, if I'm using Mother Talzin, which I have been recently, is to try to land Plague right away. So we've landed Plague right there on the Sith Marauder on the left, and whenever units take turns, it's gonna spread. It's kind of like a actual plague. So my goal is to actually try to get the plague onto Darth Nihilus and Darth Sion. And so right now it's on the Sith Assassin. So my goal is to actually not kill some of these units until it spreads onto Sion and Nihilus. Once it goes onto Sion or Nihilus, it'll actually spread between them too, which is actually nice. And I've had to go up to 3 or 4 stacks at a time on each of them, which actually helps do some significant damage. So now let's skip ahead and talk about Nightsister Acolyte and her chaining of attacks. So Nightsister Acolyte is going to be able to gain HP based off her crits. If she recovers to 100% health, she's going to take Bonds of Weakness damage, which is then going to activate her turn meter gain based off Asajj's leadership. So now let's see it in action. So Nightsister Acolyte just did a basic attack followed by a special, and now we're going to do another basic attack on Darth Nihilus. We have defense down on Acolyte, so now we're going to switch targets to Darth Sion and hit him, and then we can go back to Darth Nihilus and use more basic attacks. So now let's fast forward and talk about Darth Nihilus and Annihilate. So Nihilus was able to reduce the cooldown of Annihilate by 2 on his most recent turn, and you kind of want to start to pay attention to the cooldown of Annihilate when it hits around the 2 to 3 number on the ability before he's able to use it. He's really quickly able to decrease the cooldown with Force Drain and his basic attack, which is different in the raid specifically as a raid boss. So what you're going to want to do is take a look at the inventory of characters that have the blue shield, the Unbreakable Will buff, and activate it so when Darth Nihilus uses Annihilate, he will target that character. So we're going to use it on Mother Talzin here, and we're going to activate it so now Nihilus will annihilate Mother Talzin when he takes a turn. If you have multiple options to activate Unbreakable Will, I found that it's best to do it on characters like Talia or Talzin. It's okay if they die because you can quickly revive them with Oldaka, and I kind of like to keep Acolyte close to the 100% health mark so she can kind of bounce back and forth. It's not too bad to do it on Asajj, but towards the end of the battle, her health pool gets so large that heals don't actually bring her to 100% HP, and even though she has great health steal, sometimes her health pool is so big that it's just too much to heal back to full. So I kind of like to do it on Talia or Talzin. So that pretty much covers how I run Nightsisters in the Sith Raid. I'll be releasing a supplementary Nightsister modding video, like I said, in a few days from now, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and check back for that. Thanks everyone for watching the video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're planning on using Nightsisters in the Sith Raid, or if you already are and you're already doing some damage there, let me know in the comments below what you guys are doing. What kind of damage are you able to pull with these girls? And if you have any extra questions as well, leave a comment below and I'll try to get to you when I have time. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.